Hello, good afternoon everyone. I've had a very relaxing day today. I have been cooking. We've got some brisket in the smoker, which we're having for dinner, and I've been for a couple of swims in the pool already. So it's been one of those really lazy Saturdays, but I also wanted to come down to my craft room, retreat down here for a little bit to create with you guys. So that's why I'm here today, this afternoon. Still afternoon, yes, not evening yet. It's been a gorgeous day where we are. I hope you guys have had a lovely Saturday. I hope you've done something creative. Maybe you have created a space for yourself to be able to retreat to, or you might have made a card or scrapped some photos that have been sitting waiting to be kept in a memory keeper scenario. So yeah, I hope you guys had a lovely day, and I'm going to switch around straight away and show you my card because I think you guys are going to love it. It's actually using a suite of products that have been launched just recently in the mini catalogue, and the papers that I'm using are from the Regency Park suite, and you'll see in the catalogue on page 30 that there's a couple of photos that that you'll be able to see that where they've created some samples. So I've kind of taken my inspiration from this one. And when you see my cards, you'll see why. I've used the circle and I've used the panel idea and a fairly simple layout, but I think it works. I've also incorporated the Milky Dots, which are the gorgeous adhesive backed embellishments in this suite of products, as well as the ribbon. Now the ribbon is it's a bordered ribbon, and it's got a real sheen to it. Let me see if I can find there's my spool of ribbon. If you guys have a look there. Hi Lisa. You'll see the gorgeous texture. See how shiny and sparkly that is? There's lots of things that you can do with this ribbon. You don't have to use it as is. You can actually cut it down, you can fray it, you can just halve it and make it thinner if you wish to. And it is the ribbon that comes in the suite. So just wanted to draw your attention to how gorgeous that is. Even off a project, you can see how gorgeous and sparkly it is. So the cards that I have today, I'm actually using a different stamp set because I don't in fact have the entire suite of the Regency Park suite. I have the papers and the ribbons and the Milky Dots, as I said. And I wanted to show you how to create some cards with the papers in particular. I'm going to showcase those papers. The colours are just gorgeous and they do remind me of summer, so I'm in a bit of a summery mood today, so I'm definitely going to be employing the use of those colours. Alright, so I have a card base here. Now this is crushed curry. So one of the colours that features in the Regency Park 6x6 designer series paper, the yellow, is in fact crushed curry. You'll see it there in the spots. But it's also in a lot of the botanical prints that you'll find throughout throughout the paper. You can see some accents there in the crushed curry with a lovely Night of Navy background. So I'm grabbing a card base which opens like this so that I can actually tie a ribbon around the top of this card. So that was my idea. I've also got a panel which I'm going to chop off the end once I've stuck it on there. So I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue just on the back of this piece. You'll see it features that crushed curry yellow. It's also got some petal pink and some balmy blue, and I think that's evening evergreen, that green, which is just such a lovely deep green colour for the leaves. I'm just going to apply a little bit of adhesive to the back. That's my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. This is a super quick card to put together, guys. You guys won't be waiting too long to see the finished product. So there's my panel. I'm going to set that to the side. Now I have already pre-cut using my go-to stylish shapes dies. These happen to feature some gorgeous circles, which are all stitched shapes, and you can see the crushed curry one that I've cut out. This one is also slightly larger, a slightly larger circle, still from the stylish shapes, and that is cut from the Night of Navy plainer side of one of these patterns. You'll see that each side has a more decorative side, a more floral, busy side if you like, and the other side is plainer. So you'll be able to use them to contrast. There's some stripes and there's some spots, as I pointed out before. Yeah, so they're really, really cool patterns to play with. There's even a what looks like a rattan kind of a design on one side. So yeah, so you can really play with these, and you'll know that they'll all coordinate together because the colors have all been matched. So I'm going to stick my crushed curry to the patterned Night of Navy piece, just to form a double layer of the circles right there, like that. I'm going to leave that to the side. I have also cut some embellishments, if you like, from this piece of designer series paper. I've cut around some of the flowers and also some of the leaves, which I'm going to apply to my finished product. I might even cut some more. I'll show you how I did them. These are I'm not going to have all of these showing, so I'm just going to cut around the very edge here, and this is going to be tucked underneath the ones I've already cut. So if you're cutting out embellishments or features to go on a card or scrapbook page from your designer series paper, the best practice is to just leave a couple of millimeters around each image. And you'll find that easy to do if you keep your scissors, your paper snips still, and you just move the paper that you're cutting. You'll find it easy to go around and leave just those couple of millimeters to spare around the very edge of the embellishment that you're going to be using. So I'm going to finish this off, and the bits that come up against that hard edge there, which you can see, are actually going to be hidden behind the piece that I've already cut. So let me show you what I mean by that. So here's my piece that I've already cut, which is a piece more from the middle. So I cut that from this section here. So it's more from the middle of the designer series paper, and if you tuck this behind, you will see that you hide that edge, and you make your embellishment immediately larger, so that it will go. It will be a really nice feature on my card in a second. All right, so the greetings that I'm using today are actually from a different stamp set. As I said, I don't have the Regency Park stamp sets or bundles which cut out the flowers, and I think they coordinate with the papers. If you have a look inside the catalogue, you'll see that they actually coordinate with the papers. But I'm grabbing some of my favourite greetings from the Cottage Rose stamp set here. I've got one that says "Feel better soon," and I'm going to show you the finished card of that. Got a few extra samples to show you today. The best wishes I've already used. The one that I do want to use is "You are positively the greatest." I love that. It's kind of almost got that handwritten look to it. And I'm thinking even these flowers would be coordinating, would be good stamps to coordinate with this paper, because they've got those kind of all-purpose flowers, and they've got a spray as well as the individual flowers. So you could use that, even the leaves you could use in a background on one of these cards. I'm thinking that would be nice. So here is the "You are positively the greatest" stamp, and I'm going to pop that onto my block here. I'm also going to grab, instead of Night of Navy, I thought I'd go with Starry Sky, because that's a dark blue. It's going to stand out really nicely against the crushed curry, but it's not quite as dark as Night of Navy, and it will throw a little bit more of the blue colour. So there is my greeting. Love that. And I'm just going to slice this off. I could use my paper trimmer, but I'm going to slice this extra bit off the bottom just to have it going flush with the bottom of my card. So there it is, nice and neat. And on the back of the circles, I've got some of my Tombow glue. I'm going to put that down there so that the words are straight. The great thing about stamping on a circle is you don't have to stamp straight, you just have to adhere it straight with your adhesive, whatever adhesive you're using. Now for my flowers that I've pre-cut from the designer series paper, again, they're all going to match. I actually want them to sort of stand out a little bit from the card. So what I'm going to do is apply them using some dimensionals, and I can grab 1 or 2 or 3 of the Stampin' dimensionals. Probably 3 is going to do me, I'm thinking. And as I said, I'm going to adhere them so that that straight edge, the one that I cut from the edge of the piece of designer series paper, is going to be hidden. So I'm just going to arrange them off the card first, and then I'm going to put them on the card like so, and that will pop them up a little bit so that they can be seen, yeah, just to have a little bit of dimension on the card itself. So there you go. I'm liking that. I love how the little flowers kind of travel away from that strip of paper and onto my card. I'm just going to rearrange these. You've got a little bit of time if you do want to move things around to do that, just so that, yeah, there's a little bit of distance between the flowers and the greeting. Now for the embellishments, as I said, I'm using the Regency Park embellishments called Adhesive Backed Milky Dots. And the colour that I haven't used yet is the pink. There's a little bit of the pink, the petal pink showing in the designer series paper. So instead of putting it onto the flowers, what I'm going to do is adhere 3 of these, and I'm going to add a couple just up there in that empty space, and 1 in my greeting just to set that off a little bit. And finally, I'm going to grab some of that gorgeous Night of Navy ribbon. I'm actually going to cut it though. I'm going to cut it in half. Remember I said that you can actually alter this ribbon. So what I'm going to do is just cut it all the way down the middle until I've got enough to tie around the very top of my card. And it's going to look a little bit more delicate than if I were to use the full thickness, just because this card has got a smaller spray of flowers on it than the other cards that I'm going to show you. You'll see my other creations in a second. So I'm just going to keep going down until I've got enough so that the ribbon can at least tie in a double knot. Let me just see if that's long enough. Oh yeah, that's good. So you'll end up with 2 lengths of ribbon, which will be perfect for tying around the top. And here's my ribbon. You can see it's just fraying a little bit, but I don't mind that look. I really like the frayed kind of distressed look. And it's really easy to get that look with this ribbon because you've got a lovely sheen. It's got a lovely sheen to it. So there it is at the top. I'm going to just cut the extra bits off there and just pull it tight and move it up and around just so it's kind of towards the left hand side of my card front. So there you have the ribbon, which is just gorgeous. And let me show you the other cards that I made. So that's the one that I made for you just now. The ones that I made before the video are these ones. So here is another card which has the best wishes greeting on it. And that has the full width of the ribbon, but what I've done is I've actually cut the tails of the ribbon in half so they look a little bit more delicate just at the top of the card there. That's a really pretty one. And I've used the Night of Navy Milky Dots. This one here has Night of Navy in the background. So again, I've used the dots, but I've actually used the crushed curry coloured dots. And that has the greeting embossed, again, from the Cottage Rose Clean Mount stamp set. That one says feel better soon. There it is, feel better real soon. That's a lovely get well card. Just that little pop of yellow brings a bit of happiness to that card. You've got some leaves in the background, and that also has the Night of Navy ribbon, except I've just cut some, just a small length off it and created a little bow, which I've adhered with the mini glue dots. So let me just bring all those cards in again. So my collection of cards, really love this paper. I love what you can do with it. I love that you can set it as a background or just as a feature. Let me just bring this out a little bit more so you can see the full selection of cards. There they are. I love all those colours. They're just such bright, happy colours. I hope you grab some of that paper at least from Regency Park. Don't forget, you can now shop from the mini catalogue. It is open for business. There's more celebration items to choose from as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope it's given you some ideas using maybe some of the things you've already got. Maybe you have some stylish shapes already so that you can create these greeting panels here and just use a strip of the designer series paper and cut some extra embellishments out of it as well, knowing that everything is going to be matchy because you are using the one pack of designer series paper. I hope you guys have enjoyed that video and have a great Saturday, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.